Welcome to Redmond Deep Dive, the podcast where we unpack the latest insights from redmondmag.com. I'm Chris Paoli.
And I'm David Rammel. It's August, and we've got a fantastic episode lined up for you, diving into two compelling articles that tackle critical aspects of IT management: cloud costs and workplace productivity.
That's right, David. We'll be discussing Joseph D'Antoni's article, Take Control of Your Cloud Bill, and Brian Posey's How Viva Insights Become Less Effective. Both authors are true experts in their fields. Joseph, a Microsoft Data Platform MVP and VMware expert, brings over 2 decades of experience as an architect.
And Brian Posey, a 22-time Microsoft MVP, is not just a prolific writer, but also a former CIO, with extensive experience from the Department of Defense to major hospital chains. He's even training as a commercial scientist astronaut candidate. So, these insights are coming from well-seasoned professionals.
Absolutely. Let's start with Joey D'Antoni's piece on cloud costs. It's a topic that's evolved significantly, hasn't it? What used to be perceived as a cheaper alternative to on-premises has for many become surprisingly expensive.
That's a key point he makes, Chris. He argues the reality is nuanced, especially for organizations that proactively manage costs. Joey breaks down cloud resource costs into fixed and variable, which I found really helpful. Fixed, like a VM or managed disk, cost the same regardless of use. Variable, like network egress or logging, depends on consumption.
And he highlights a crucial aspect: hybrid models, like Microsoft Fabric, which are mostly fixed, but can incur extra costs through bursting. His preference for fixed costs, giving high confidence in the bill, makes a lot of sense for predictability.
He also shines a light on unaccounted variable costs, like log ingestion and network egress, which can often be overlooked during initial planning. For busy websites, logging costs alone can sometimes surpass the compute costs. That's a serious hidden fee.
Absolutely. And then he moves into the strategies for saving money, which is where the rubber meets the road. Forget just powering down resources for enterprise scale savings. He points to 4 main methods: spot instances for up to 90% savings on interruptible workloads, resource reservations for 1 or 3-year commitments, offering up to 72% discounts, and more flexible savings plans at up to 66% off.
And for the really big players, spending agreements or enterprise agreements in Microsoft terms can offer the best-in-class pricing, though they come with strict spending commitments. The critical takeaway for me was his advice on avoiding surprise bills. Use the cost management tools cloud providers offer, set budgets, and monitor new projects with variable costs daily. It's about proactive management.
Indeed. It's clear that cloud economics is its own dedicated field now, and understanding these nuances is crucial. Shifting gears, let's talk about Brian Posey's article, How Viva Insights Become Less Effective. This really resonates with the challenges many organizations face in trying to create uninterrupted focus time for employees.
It certainly does. Posey observes that despite tools like Viva Insights making it easy to schedule focus time, organizations frequently abandon the concept. He attributes this to what he calls the slippery slope of urgency inflation. Initially, a legitimate emergency overrides focus time, setting a precedent.
And then even minor issues start being treated as urgent, slowly eroding the very idea of uninterrupted work. He identifies a few reasons for this erosion: a lack of clear definition for what constitutes an emergency, the immediate gratification of interrupting focus time versus the long-term cost to productivity and employee burnout, and crucially, no structured plan to protect focus time after an interruption.
That last point is key. Posey suggests making focus time a policy, not just a preference. For instance, a policy stating no meetings from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. that all employees, including management, must adhere to. That makes it non-negotiable.
And if a legitimate emergency does interrupt, he proposes recovery focus time, rescheduling the lost time in addition to any already planned focus time. But perhaps the most impactful recommendation is for leadership to clearly define what truly constitutes an emergency worthy of interruption.
He suggests a tiered system: a Tier 1 for severe immediate attention, Tier 2 for something needing action today, but not immediately, and Tier 3 for routine tasks. Only Tier 1 emergencies should interrupt focus time. It's about protecting that valuable space for deep work.
Both of these articles really drive home the point that effective IT management, whether it's finances or productivity, requires clear policies, proactive monitoring, and a solid understanding of the underlying principles.
Absolutely, Chris. Big thanks to Joseph D'Antoni and Brian Posey for these incredibly insightful pieces. You can find both of these articles, Take Control of Your Cloud Bill and How Viva Insights Become Less Effective, on redmondmag.com.
That's all the time we have for this month's Redmond Deep Dive. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be back next month with more deep dives into the world of IT. Until then, stay productive and keep those cloud bills in check.